It gives me pleasure to welcome our graduates, their families and friends, and our guests to this 145th commencement ceremony. This year's commencement is virtual for the health and safety of all of our participants, because while we know the Commonwealth is slowly reopening, we recognize this ongoing public health emergency is far from over. In March 2020, we were faced with the realities of a public health crisis, which soon turned into a worldwide pandemic. At that time, many of our graduates were preparing for spring break, while faculty moved classes to remote modalities. What was thought to be a temporary shift in our teaching and learning became a current reality for many of us. We quickly learned together what it meant to pivot and adapt. Classes taught in person had to pivot to remote and blended modalities, and students soon learned to navigate and adapt with faculty the new norms of learning and connecting. Conducting labs and directing plays online with content meant to be taught in person was no easy feat. And yet our students, with the support of their faculty, prevailed, creating some of the best and unique experiences. Students and faculty demonstrated that remote learning offered ways in which to be creative, and that a crisis can indeed become a learning opportunity. To our students who missed out on many unique, celebratory, and once-in-a-lifetime experiences, and to student athletes whose season was cut short, thank you. Thank you for persevering with us through this unprecedented time and allowing us to navigate it with you. And to our amazing and dedicated faculty who modeled leadership and tenacity for our students in the midst of uncertainty this semester and the last three, thank you. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the 11th president of Worcester State University, Barry M. Maloney.
Thank you, Dr. Wims. On behalf of Worcester State University, I virtually welcome state legislators, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and other distinguished guests, as well as the friends and families of our more than 1,000 graduating seniors to our 145th commencement ceremony. To our students who officially become alumni this year, congratulations. You made it through this time unlike any the world has experienced in a century. You've completed your undergraduate studies in a manner you never could have imagined when you started them. And here I am, offering video remarks because gathering restrictions and the DCU Center turned field hospital kept us from planning the kind of event we typically hold there. While we aren't processing together this year, I have enjoyed seeing many of your eye smiles over your masks as I've been greeting you individually outdoors on stage this week. You have passed through the pandemic's fire, you have forged some body armor, maybe even some Beskar steel armor, and you've exhibited qualities that others say got them through life struggles. NASA engineer Dorothy Vaughan, one of those profiled in the book and movie Hidden Figures, says, "I changed what I could, and what I couldn't, I endured." So endurance. Business major and economics minor Quan Doan knows a bit about endurance. She was 8,500 miles from her home in Vietnam when the lockdown hit us, and she understood that she couldn't change the COVID travel restrictions. She stayed stateside, and not only is graduating, but she also received a Brenda Center Community Service Award for teaching financial literacy to men in recovery at Reyes House. Activist, author, and First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt gained courage through her adversity in her personal life. She went on to help the entire nation pursue women's rights, civil rights, and peace in a nuclear age. She advised people to look fear in the face. She said, "You are then able to say to yourself, I lived through this. I can take the next thing that comes along." All of you have endured through the tough times of this pandemic and succeeded in spite of it. You now know that you can face future adversity with courage. And then there are those who are on the front lines, who courageously met the pandemic head on. Many of you hold jobs where going to work was a risky business. You work in healthcare, fire, police, EMS. Undoubtedly, many of you are grocery store or retail clerks, counter workers, perhaps in the post office or a hotel, and wait staff. You courageously did your jobs taking risks so the rest of us could meet our needs, and I thank you for that. Nursing major Sarah Duff is one example. A field hockey student athlete, she helped Worcester State win its first ever Little East title in 2019 and has been working for some time as a personal care assistant at UMass Memorial Medical Center. In the early stages of the pandemic, she was transferred to a unit dedicated solely to COVID-19 patients. Her number of hours climbed to 40 hours per week as hospitalizations rose. Sarah unselfishly and courageously put others first while taking care of patients. So many students have bravely done just that, and I'll add that others in the Worcester State community have as well. The student affairs staff, who worked the campus testing center long before vaccines were available, and the faculty, who returned last fall to their classrooms, showed courage, and I thank them for that. With endurance, with courage, you've lived through this time, and these qualities will serve all of you well for the rest of your lives. And listen to these words from the musical greats, the Rolling Stones. The struggle is long, the struggle is hard, the struggle is beautiful. Now trust me, if you can find beauty in the struggle you've just been through, you'll be good for the long haul. My hat's off to those whose beautiful works have helped the rest of us survive the pandemic. The Visual and Performing Arts Department is now exhibiting online inspiring artworks that lend a perspective to this time. A group that included VPA graduating seniors, Zachary Alejandro and Emily Colley, composed their own music to a video display of the art. And in the depths of last winter's second surge, we were able to go online to view a student-acted play, Oedipus the King, directed by VPA professor Adam Zoller. They created something beautiful in the midst of our struggle. I know that each of you is proficient in your discipline, or else you wouldn't be graduating. Yet the most difficult problems require examination from multiple disciplines, input from all three of the areas represented by those I've quoted: Dorothy Vaughn's Science and Technology, Eleanor Roosevelt's Humanitarianism/Humanities, and the Rolling Stones, or if you prefer, Yo-Yo Ma's music as fine arts. Our society faces the challenge of an era: how best to adapt post-pandemic. I'll submit that we should not get back to the normal life, because we can do so much more. During the pandemic, social inequalities were laid bare. From those whose health insurance doesn't cover their COVID-related costs, to whole swaths of young people who lost their entry-level and service sector jobs and now can't pay their rent, even as racial, religious, and gender bias and hate persist. Last April, in the midst of a worldwide lockdown, pictures of newly clear air revealing the Himalayan mountains brought home the effect our normal lives have on the environment. Then there is the political turmoil and seemingly intractable partisan divides. Without bridging these divides, we will be incapable of efficiently addressing all of the above. We need all hands on deck for achieving a better normal. We need biologists, chemists, mathematicians, epidemiologists, public health and other health professionals. We need teachers, police officers, business leaders. We need creative ideas, uplifting beauty from poets, the artists, the actors. And more than ever, we need those who deeply understand history, public and urban policy, psychology, sociology, so we can address the root causes of all that divides us. As we begin to hit a critical mass of vaccinations, will we turn towards each other and collaboratively problem solve, or will we stay apart, divided, condemned to repeat the recent past? Take what you've learned during your Worcester State career and take all you've learned during the pandemic. Bring your endurance, your persistence, your courage, your creative energy, as well as your bachelor's degree to your workplaces, and also bring them to your communities and to your lives as we forge a path forward. Class of 2021, I offer my sincerest congratulations and best wishes.
Hello, family. friends, faculty, and staff, and most importantly, my fellow classmates. My name is Theodora Pappoe, and I am the chairperson of the Class of 2021 Class Committee. Before I get started, I must say what an honor it is to be given this opportunity to speak on this special day, where we turned a dream into reality. Before I was born, my parents hoped to raise a family only one might dream about. Unfortunately, those aspirations fell short, and for 8 years, I grew up with my mother in Ghana. We did everything together because I was her only child. Then the time finally arrived for my journey to the US, and in my 9-year-old brain, I was ready. I could not wait to see the large homes, clean streets, and rich people that I imagined that lived in that country. My mother was unable to accompany me, and that was the least of my worries. A new chapter of my life had begun. Everything was different. First, because I did not have my mother around to guide me and share my days, and second, because I recall I cried myself to sleep each night because that was the new routine, and it was so difficult to adapt to. It was really difficult to adapt to the new environment, a new school, and living with my father. For years, I was jealous of my friends who had their mothers around them all the time, and I did not. A life change of this sort can lead a person towards all sorts of outcomes. Fortunately, I took the right turn. Watching my father study to improve himself was my motivation to study hard and to attend one of the best colleges to pursue my goals and secure my future. As high school years came to an end, I knew it was time to proceed with my life's journey. I wanted to attend one of the best colleges in the United States. Looking back on the last 4 years, I can truly say without a doubt, Worcester State is one of the best colleges. The lessons I learned here, which I'm sure you attest to, were invaluable. But choosing Worcester State was not easy. I remember standing in the admissions office in tears because I wasn't sure Worcester State was the college I wanted to attend. Having my friends go away to college was the experience I wanted. Then I thought about my life, the excitement and wonder to know I was coming to the United States, and my father's tenacity, his work ethic, and something I heard which I later learned to embrace, which is bloom where you are planted. It means to be fruitful, to make the best of life when it throws lemons at you, and to become a better person where you are. It's not about where you start, but it's about the strategy and the journey to get you to the finish ahead. We all were able to attend Woo State and still became what we wanted to be. Worcester State is not merely college, but a community that grew into a family. The class of 2021 came into the Lancer Nation not knowing how to feel about one another. Through orientation, clubs, homecoming, midnight madness, and jump-off parties, we were able to find who we were as individuals while also contributing to the Woo Life community. #Woo Life means having the power to impact the future, creating change in a world that needs to be changed. Most students do not get the opportunity to express themselves at college, but at Worcester State, students are able to express their thoughts on changes around the campus at open conversations with President Maloney. Our voices are heard at Woo State. Wherever a student turns their head, there's always help at Worcester State. Whether it be a faculty, staff, or a student reaching out, we had the opportunity to grow and have long-lasting relationships that we will remember forever. Even though we did not get the chance to have the graduation that we wanted, I am very proud of the class of 2021 for sticking together and empowering one another through the tough times. Take a second and pat yourselves on the back for coming this far. I am not going to stand here and say that life is going to be like flowers and rainbows. We are now entering into the real world, and those tears we shed may even get worse. But remember, we got through our final days at Worcester State amidst a pandemic. We got this. We are all aspiring lawyers, doctors, engineers, advocates, teachers, and more. Therefore, as we leave this amazing university, remember to always keep your head held high and take with you the great things Worcester State has taught you. Once again, congratulations to the class of 2021. We did it.
Hello, my name is Meghna Dilip, professor and chair of the chemistry department, and I'm here to deliver congratulations on behalf of the faculty. Congratulations, you all. The best part of my job is seeing the change that occurs to my students over the course of these 4 to 5 years. How much more confident you have become, how much more self-assured you seem, how much more knowledgeable you have become. And trust me, when you come to see me a year from today, these visits I always look forward to, I and you will notice an even more remarkable change. We are all so proud of your resilience and all that you have achieved even through this pandemic. Several of you have been able to step up and not only finish your degrees, but have been able to take the time to help those in your community during this very difficult time in various ways. The faculty at Worcester State believe we have prepared you well for the future and are looking forward to seeing all that you will achieve as you move away from the halls of Worcester State. When the university first approached me to deliver these remarks, my first thought was, who would listen to me? Then I realized it was just like class. No one listens to me, I think. But then at the end of the semester, invariably, someone is so thankful for all the knowledge, all the support and mentorship I was able to provide through the semester. In chemistry, it really is mutual sighs of relief that we didn't kill each other, Rudy, but that's another story. So here goes my pearls of wisdom for anyone who's still listening. Know that the education you got at Worcester State is a world-class education. You can and will be very competitive outside of WSU. Never let self-doubt get in your way. Like I said before, you, after all, did the impossible, a year of virtual school and successfully navigating a pandemic. Now you're ready for anything. One of the things the pandemic taught me was the most successful people are those who adapt. Adaptability comes from always learning, always reading, always observing. We as faculty have taught you how to learn and critically analyze material. Now go do that every single day. The learning never stops, they say, and it is indeed true. Finally, after a year of pandemic learning and living, there is exhaustion, a feeling that you got through this last year purely on adrenaline. How do you continue to move forward? Prioritize self-care, and most importantly, sleep and exercise. Definitely get professional help if and when you need it, and know that it always helps when you do what you love. I've been lucky to find what makes me happy, and I hope you do too. Our relationship does not end today. We, the WSU faculty, are always there for you, whether you want to talk about grad school or a career change. Do keep in touch, it's what keeps us going. We want to hear from you about all the wonderful things you will do. Good luck and congratulations once again. Go Lancers.
Hello, my name is Stephen Madaus, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Worcester State University. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I congratulate all of our graduates. As trustees, we appreciate and care deeply about the experiences of our students and feel privileged to share with you on this special day. We know our professors have done a great job giving you the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to reach your potential. It is clear that you have seized the opportunity because you have made it here to this moment today. It may take a while for you to fully comprehend the significance of your accomplishments, but let me assure you that this ceremony, even while virtual, is more than a tradition. It is a vital milestone in your life, one which you will always remember. Again, congratulations. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker and honorary degree recipient, Mr. Brian Skerry. Brian is a renowned photojournalist specializing in marine wildlife and underwater environments. Since 1998, he has been a contract photographer for National Geographic magazine, covering a wide range of subjects and stories. Brian has devoted his entire career to documenting some of the world's spectacular ecosystems. His work has been featured in publications such as Sports Illustrated, The New York Times, BBC Wildlife, Paris Match, Geo, The Washington Post, The Wall Street Journal, Smithsonian, Esquire, Audubon, and Men's Journal. Brian is the author of 11 books, including the acclaimed monographs Ocean Soul and Shark. A frequent lecturer on photography, exploration, and conservation, he has presented at venues such as the United Nations General Assembly, the World Economic Forum in Switzerland, TED Talks, the National Press Club, the Royal Geographical Society in London, and the Sydney Opera House. Brian is the explorer in residence and a trustee at the New England Aquarium and a founding member of the International League of Conservation Photographers, as well as one of our exceptional graduates who has used his Bachelor's of Art degree in Media and Communications well. Therefore, Brian Skerry, in recognition of your outstanding achievements in photography, exploration, and environmental conservation, and your commitment to the people of Massachusetts, as evidenced by your leadership, dedication, and advancement in the humanities, and by the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts vested in the Board of Higher Education, and by its delegation to the Board of Trustees, the President, the faculty, and this university, I am proud to confer upon Brian Skerry the degree of Doctor of Humanities, honoris causa.
Thank you, President Maloney, Provost Wims, Trustee Madaus, members of the faculty, and especially the Worcester State University class of 2021 for inviting me to share in this celebration. It is a great honor to be part of your commencement ceremony, and although I wish we were all gathered in one place and could celebrate together in person, in some ways, maybe this virtual celebration will be even more memorable. Before giving a speech, I always think about the audience, and especially about the purpose for my remarks. Now, usually my purpose is to share stories about my work with wildlife in hopes of raising awareness or presenting environmental problems and highlighting solutions as a way forward. So as I thought about my address today, I considered the purpose of a commencement address. What is the point or the essence of a great speech to graduating students? Certainly the goal is to celebrate, to motivate, and to inspire at this pivotal moment in your lives. Upon further reflection, I concluded that the real value of a commencement address is found if the speaker can impart useful advice, a few pearls of wisdom learned through their own experiences in life that might serve each of you in your lives. The problem with my theory, of course, is that I know full well that graduating students almost never take advice, especially from old people. But I know that Worcester State University students are special, and that maybe, just maybe, some of what I say here today will be remembered and enrich the journey on which you are about to embark. It is with this hope that I have crafted my address today, your commencement address, on a quote from the noted 20th century philosopher Ferris Bueller, who once said, "Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it." He uttered those profound words in 1986, 2 years after I graduated from college, and I am here to tell you that he is right. So with Ferris's quote as my foundation, I've entitled my speech, Perfect Pebbles, which, by the way, will only make sense at the end of my remarks, so please don't try to decipher any coded meanings as I'm saying other things, because I promise this is not a riddle. Before I attempt to offer any advice, it might be helpful to provide some context, a brief synopsis of my life. Because no doubt there are at least a few graduates in attendance today thinking, 4 years of college was hard enough. Then we had a pandemic thrown at us, but finally we made it. We're here at graduation, and the big speaker is a fish photographer. Well, this is true. But underwater photography aside, I am here because in many ways, I'm a lot like you. 37 years ago, I graduated from what was then Worcester State College. I commuted to school every day from Uxbridge, Massachusetts, where I grew up in a working-class family. My mother and father met each other in a textile mill where they both worked, eventually got married and raised a family in that little town. My parents never traveled much. My mom never even flew on an airplane. I worked in those mills myself, and the first time I flew on a plane was 2 years after I graduated from college. I went to Florida on a dive trip and felt like I was traveling to some faraway place like Australia. I majored in communications media at Worcester State College and took courses in photography, filmmaking, and television production with the idea that I would apply what I learned in those classes to the ocean world, which was where I wanted to work and the place that I wanted to explore and tell stories. The problem was that being an underwater photographer, photojournalist, or visual storyteller wasn't a job I could just go out and get. It was something I had to create, and this took time. I spent many years working a wide range of jobs, from assistant manager at a Cumberland Farms to working second shift in a corrugated box factory to corporate sales. But on weekends, days off, and vacations, I was out making pictures, perfecting my craft, and desperately trying to carve out a niche for myself. My dream from the very beginning was to become a National Geographic magazine photographer, which was, in hindsight, a pretty lofty dream. National Geographic had only 3 underwater photographers working for them in those days, and the photographers that were there didn't seem to be leaving anytime soon. I didn't have any money, wasn't really able to travel or buy the best equipment, and had no connections in the business. Years went by with little reason for hope. There were so many days when it would have been easy to just quit, to just tell myself it was a silly dream, I should grow up and move on. But I just couldn't do that. Something inside of me wouldn't allow it. Despite no clear way forward and often feeling as though I didn't have a chance, I kept chipping away. I kept trying. And then one day, things began to fall into place. I was finally given my first assignment, and I worked my tail off to make it a success. I think about those days often, trying to remember exactly how it happened. I wonder if maybe I'm forgetting about a magic lamp that I found on a beach that granted me a wish, or forgot about the time I was visited by my fairy godmother. But I think I'd remember those things. Maybe the reason why things fell into place for me is because I followed my dream probably longer than most and didn't give up. Today, I shudder to think, what if I did quit? I've been working for National Geographic for 23 years now and recently began work on my 29th story. My 28th is a 40-page cover story called Secrets of the Whales in this month's issue, the May 2021 issue of the magazine. My whale coverage is also the subject of a new book that I wrote in a 4-part documentary series on Disney+. The location of the first film I ever made was Lake Erie on the Worcester State University campus, and my latest film is a film I made with James Cameron about whales. Guess I always had water on the brain. My reason for sharing these things is not to boast or to pat myself on the back. It's to offer a bit of context with my story and to show you that anything is possible. And although there is a lesson here about perseverance, I was well into my 30s when I got that first assignment with National Geographic, the wisdom that I really want to share with you is less about ambition and more about helping you to think about what you want your life to be. Each of you graduating today is ambitious. And clearly, you have persevered. These traits and qualities will serve you well no matter what job you hold or career you pursue. At 22 years old, I remember being filled with ambition and can tell you that the 4 decades that have elapsed since I was sitting amongst my graduating class have been one hell of an adventure. But despite the wonderful education I received at Worcester State, so many of the things I know now I couldn't possibly have known in 1984. Chief among these is that in pursuit of your dreams, regardless of how modest or grand they might be, always know that there is so much more to your lives than pure ambition and vocation. Moments and opportunities that exist around you every day that have the potential to enrich your lives and make you happy in ways that nothing else can. And unlike the achievements you list on a resume when applying for a job a decade or 2 from now, these other parts of your life will be the things I believe that will matter most in the end. I have no magic formula that I can share with you for achieving your professional dreams, no treasure map that you can follow where X marks the spot and where you'll find the gold. But I can tell you with certainty that our time here is finite, and how you choose to spend it will determine the quality of your life. If you read my bio or resume, it describes what I do as photographer and storyteller. As a photographer, I've learned that one of the most important elements of photography is perspective, how we see. In the work that I do in my stories and films, I often incorporate a macro view and a micro view. I like to give readers or audiences a sense of place, a view that lets them see the ecosystem we're going to explore. Often, this is literally a view from above, an aerial image from 12,000 feet that shows land and sea, rivers or coral reefs in a beautiful, painterly perspective. And then I come down to earth and examine the micro view. I create portraits of individual animals and their behaviors. But what I find most fascinating are the connections, the fact that no single animal and no single ecosystem can survive on its own. In the ocean, for example, a coral reef needs mangroves and seagrass beds to survive. The largest whales that swim the sea need tiny krill and copepods to live. Every natural habitat that is healthy and thriving is one that is rich with diversity and connections. These life-sustaining connections, this connectivity, exists everywhere around us. It is in our DNA and in the DNA of everything on our planet. It's helpful to have perspective on our lives as well, from the macro view and the micro view, because both are important. Seeing things from the macro or sense of place perspective periodically allows us to see how we're doing. Are we making progress? And are we achieving the goals we set? Does the outside view or 12,000-foot view look okay? What about the micro view? Human life these days is busier than ever, and so many of us seem to be racing around doing lots of things every waking moment. How does the perspective look if we zoom our lens into the frame of these crazy days? Are the relationships we have mostly transactional, or are they meaningful? You may or may not be able to control whether you get your perfect dream job, but you can make time to meet a friend for coffee. You can call your parents, visit a grandparent, or talk to someone on the bus. Now, I know all about the demands on our time, all about ambition, competition, and delivering results. But after 37 years since my graduation, I also know that in their final hours, no one ever said the words, "My only regret is not attending more meetings." Now, I'm not suggesting that you become a slacker, a word, by the way, made popular in another 80s film, Back to the Future. But I am suggesting that you take time now and then to view your life with perspective, and that is good, and that the little things will indeed become the big things over time. Yes, I did just quote a cliche, but just because you might read this phrase on a little sign in someone's kitchen doesn't mean there isn't wisdom there. A pearl of wisdom that I offer you then from my work as a photographer is the value of perspective. Your perspective. As a storyteller, I learned about the classic themes of film and literature, such as good versus evil, or sacrifice, or family, all time-tested narratives that, when told well, can compel us to become engaged and to care. So if you were to write a script of your life, if you could imagine the next several decades unfolding on screen as a film, what might you envision? I suppose you would draft an outline of the arc of your life and pepper it with key events like your career achievements and relationships, marriage, children, maybe things like buying a home or travel. A hero's journey from the time you received your degree to sometime in the future when things begin to wind down. But what are the moments that you imagine will really be most important and have meaning? Filmmaker Alfred Hitchcock once described movies as life with the dull bits cut out. Maybe this is true for a 2-hour movie, but for the script of our lives, if we only imagine the key events in broad strokes, our script is incomplete, because those so-called dull parts are the moments that make everything matter. And the best stories are those that contain layers. When telling stories or trying to explain things, I'm a big fan of visual metaphors. Human beings are especially visual creatures, so if I can't show you a picture of something to make a point, I love to paint a mental analogy. A visual metaphor that I often use is that your life is like a tapestry. We create this beautiful woven piece of art stitch by stitch, day by day. When it's complete, what lies before us is an intricate representation of our lives. The colorful patterns or pictures that emerge over time, however, are only as strong as the quality of the thread that connects them. 30 years from today, 40 or 50 years from now, what do you want your tapestry to look like? What do you want it to show? The story it tells will be a blend of threads that you sewed together, and it will represent the priorities and things that you valued most. My storytelling pearl of wisdom then is to imagine your life in terms of a visual metaphor. If I had only one wish for you here today, it would be that the tapestry you create is one that is rich and meaningful, cherished memories revealed through patterns and pictures connected by the strongest of threads. Now, it's almost impossible for me to give a speech without showing at least a few pictures, so yes, we have made it to the show and tell portion of the program, where the end is now in sight. I mentioned earlier that my latest work is about whales, and I wanted to share a little of this with you today because I believe we can learn from nature, or at the very least be reminded of things we already know. When I created Secrets of the Whales, I did so with the goal of showing people what the latest and greatest science was revealing about these animals, that, like humans, whales have culture. A whale biologist friend of mine describes the difference between behavior and culture like this. Behavior is what we do, culture is how we do it. So, for example, humans eat food with utensils. This is behavior. But whether we use chopsticks or knives and forks is culture. After a few years of research and 3 solid years in the field on this project, I learned that within genetically identical species, whales were doing things differently depending on where they lived, much like humans. They form clans based on their unique dialects or languages. They have cultural preferences for food. They have unique parenting techniques like babysitting, and they even have singing competitions. More importantly, they pass on this knowledge, their ancestral traditions, to their calves through teaching and with generational learning. They're not only teaching their children the skills they'll need to survive, they are passing on their culture, the things that matter to them as well. What I also saw was that these sentient, highly cognitive animals do other things like us. They have personalities and they celebrate their identity and where they come from. Some whale species give their calves names and they greet each other when they meet. They show love, empathy, and grief. I learned that family is immensely important to them and that whales live 5 times longer if there are grandmothers present in the family teaching the young. I wanted to share with you 2 brief stories about whale cultures that in many ways mirror human lives and maybe gives us perspective and offers another metaphor on our own lives. If you've ever read Herman Melville's novel Moby Dick, then you have some historical context about the mighty sperm whale. But while Melville's portrayal was that of a monster, we know today that these animals are actually shy, gentle, and highly cognitive. I spent the last few years working with sperm whales in the waters off of Dominica, an island nation in the eastern Caribbean Sea. Sperm whales roam the open ocean and spend most of their lives in the deep sea searching for squid and feeding. Despite these mostly solitary days spent in the darkness and cold, they do have families, which are matrilineal and are led by the older, wiser females of the group. These whales are especially challenging to study, but if you spend enough time with them, you will see that every so often they gather as a family to socialize. Maybe once a day or every few days, they can be found near the surface, all together socializing. I've been privileged to be in the water with them during these times, and what I saw can only be described as love. They roll around together, rubbing against one another and gently biting and playing. They close their eyes and thoroughly delight in each other's company while reaffirming their family bonds. I can imagine that for an animal that spends the majority of its life in a 3-dimensional liquid void, rarely touching anything, that these moments are pure joy. Having spent time with these inspiring animals, it was clear that although their lives in the ocean are difficult with many stresses, they have learned to make time for one another, and that this alone brings them bliss. The second experience I'd like to offer is one that took place in the Canadian Arctic with beluga whales. The population of beluga whales that I worked with spend winters in total darkness in the waters near Greenland. And then in the summer, when it's light 24 hours a day, they swim hundreds of miles through the Northwest Passage to reach their summer playground, a place near land where the water is shallow and slightly warmer. I call this place Beluga Beach because it really seems as though they come here on vacation and are enjoying some time at their resort. Pictures like this had never been made before. And to get them, I had to design and build new remote cameras that I was able to place underwater before the whales arrived. They also come here to give birth. And here we see a picture of a brand new baby beluga. The photographic results exceeded our wildest expectations. But one aspect of their lives that I was able to capture was a complete surprise. This was the fact that the beluga whales play games with little rocks. In this very shallow water that's only about 3 feet deep, they sometimes pick up a small stone with their mouth and carry it around for a while and then drop it, where it's frequently picked up by another whale. It's like a game of pass the pebble or a game of stones. In the time since I made these images, I've thought often about these polar whales living far away at the top of the earth. Like us, their daily lives are busy and challenging. They have to catch food, take care of their children, deal with social situations where no doubt conflicts occur. I'm sure there are gossipy beluga whales that can be especially annoying. And they have to face predators and serious threats every day. Yet, they still make time to play. They find a perfect pebble and carry it around because it makes them happy. And how wonderful is that? It's been nearly 4 decades since I last donned a cap and gown, and some of the most important things I've learned are what I have shared with you today. And from the point of view of this Worcester State College graduate, I offer you some concluding thoughts. Take great pride in your accomplishments, especially at this moment in life as you celebrate your graduation. And never forget that your achievements will inspire others. The years you've spent at WSU have taught you how to succeed, how to solve problems, how to work with others, how to navigate adversities, and how to persevere. The journey ahead, the path that lies before you, is lined with variations on these themes and with infinite opportunities. At the time of my graduation, I was filled with hope and ambition and dreams. What I understand today that I didn't understand then is that my dreams were incomplete. In my mind, I was writing a script for a movie of my life that had only the big scenes. I suppose to some degree this is normal. We dream of the things we want and just assume the other parts of life will fall into place. But busyness is addictive, and we are besieged with endless distractions on a daily basis. If we get so caught up running on the hamster wheel that we no longer see the hamster wheel, then our tapestry might end up as only unconnected pieces of cloth, missing the essential threads that make it beautiful. Or in other words, life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around, you could miss it. The little things that happened during my life, in between the quote big things, have indeed become the most important. Like the whales, we need each other too, and the moments we spend in the meaningful company of others will become the most treasured. In between doing all the things you must do, make time for some of the other things that will bring you joy. Every now and then, find a perfect pebble in the midst of your otherwise busy day and carry it around with you for a while and let it make you happy. My guess is that decades from now, those pebbles will be what you cherish the most. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, for those wonderful remarks. To the class of 2021, we salute you for your dedication and hard work. We honor you for your resolve, your determination, and your fortitude. We believe that the lessons learned with your professors and your peers will serve you well in your chosen profession. May your undergraduate memories forged at Worcester State during this unprecedented global health emergency be memories that will last your lifetime and can be told from a position of perseverance. As I gavel this virtual ceremony to a close, there are some guests that would like to bring well wishes to you, the class of 2021.
Hello, Worcester State University, class of 2021 graduates. My name is Elizabeth Bitar, proud alumna from the class of 2011 and the president of the Alumni Association's Advisory Board. On behalf of the board, congratulations to each and every one of you on your incredible accomplishments, especially during a time of so much uncertainty. For nearly 150 years, Worcester State has provided a transformational education to thousands of ambitious, hardworking students just like you. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to this exceptional group of lifetime Lancers, now more than 30,000 strong. As you travel your separate ways after graduation, it is my sincere wish that each and every one of you enjoy a happy life, replete with personal and professional successes, and that when you reflect on your years at Worcester State, you do so with great affection, pride, and satisfaction. I hope you remain connected to Worcester State University, and I look forward to a time when I can congratulate you in person at an alumni event. In the meantime, I offer my heartfelt congratulations to you today, Class of 2021, and welcome to our alumni family.
Congratulations, Class of 2020. My name is Anna Johnson, and I am a student trustee here on campus. I want to say thank you for being you. I want to say thank you all for doing the hardest things that some of us could not do during this pandemic. Thank you for continuing. Thank you for showing us what it means to be strong and what it means to be committed. Your commitment to finishing your journey has been inspiring. And as you leave Worcester State, and as you leave the walls of Worcester State, I want you to remember that the sky is your limit. So as you start your new journey, or as you start your new day, walk with bravery, walk with strength, and walk with your heads up high, because you can do it when you say you want to do it. And I'm proud to say thank you. Thank you for showing us what it means to have strength, to have courage, and to not give up. Thank you for showing students around the world and students on campus that whatever we want to do, we can do it, no matter the circumstances. And today, as you leave Worcester State, you're leaving as a Lancer, but most importantly, you're leaving as a hero. So Class of 2021, congratulations on all your accomplishment, and we are proud to call you a Lancer.
I'm David Tuttle, the alumni member of the Worcester State University Board of Trustees. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the Class of 2021. The past year has been a challenge for everybody, but your perseverance, your hard work, and your dedication has gotten you where you are today. And that's a wonderful story that you'll have to tell for the rest of your life. I want to encourage you to never stop learning, never stop exploring, and never stop working hard. And each and every one of you will have great success in the future. Congratulations to the Class of 2021.
It is with great enthusiasm that I congratulate you today on the completion of your degree and your commencement. It has been a year of a worldwide pandemic and so many other challenges, and yet you have persevered. Congratulations on your accomplishment. We are proud of you. You are Worcester State University.
Congratulations to the graduating class of Worcester State University. I'm Sam O'Connell, Faculty Union President for Worcester State and the MSCA. On behalf of all the faculty, I want to congratulate you on your accomplishments, and we wish you nothing but success for the future and can't wait to hear about what you've accomplished when you return. Congrats.
Hello, Class of 2021 Worcester State University graduates. Amazing, you did it, congratulations. Special congrats today to my cousin Gianna Sasso. My name is Larry Sasso. I graduated from Worcester State as well in 1990 and again in 2013 with my master's degree, and I now proudly serve on your Board of Trustees. You should be very proud of your accomplishment. I am very proud of you. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. Follow your heart and your dreams, because anything is possible when you believe it.
You've made it. You've completed 4 years of hard work. You've learned a lot of new things, and you've made many great friends. Now, it's time for you to go out and make the world a better place. I know you can do it. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, my name is Brenda Thomas. I am a Class of 2020 graduate. I just want to say a huge congratulations to the Class of 2021. For all of you to have made it this far and to be able to earn this degree, it is an amazing accomplishment, especially in the midst of our current circumstances. I know it wasn't easy, but it speaks volume of your character that you guys will be able to succeed even in the midst of trials and tribulations. So you all should be very proud of yourself. So once again, congratulations, Class of 2021.
Hi, Class of 2021. Congratulations on your graduation. I know this is not how you planned on spending your graduation day, but I want you to know that so many people are rooting for you today. I'm so proud of everything that you've accomplished so far, and I can't wait to hear about all the amazing things that you do in the future. Best of luck on all your future endeavors and adventures. Congratulations, Class of 2021.
Congratulations, Class of 2021.
You did it!
Woo! Hi, class of 2021. I'm cheering for you. Congratulations. I am so proud of each and every one of you and all you have accomplished during your time here at Worcester State. If you can graduate from college during a pandemic, you can do anything.
To the class of 2021, congratulations. I hope you're just as proud of yourself as we are of you, because graduating from Worcester State University is an incredible achievement. We wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and we can't wait to see what you accomplish next.
Worcester State celebrates each voice as we...
By the authority of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, vested in the Board of Higher Education, and by it delegated to the Board of Trustees, the President, and the faculty of this university, I, Stephen Madaus, Chair of the Board, am proud to confer 1,080 baccalaureate degrees.
Class of 2021.
It's time to turn our tassels
from right to left.
This symbolizes the completion of our journey
from student to college graduate.